Jord.
What's going on, you good?
Yeah, you?
Not bad, mate, not bad.
I'll grab a pre-workout.
Yeah, we can do that.
What's going on, guys? I thought I would do a voiceover. What a change. So, first up, I tried to make this as inclined as possible. I don't have an incline machine in my gym, so unfortunately, this is what I've got, and this is what I've got to work with. I put the seat really, really low, and I focus on driving my elbows across my clavicle. So your clavicular joint is right at the top, essentially what your collarbone attaches to, and those are the fibers I'm trying to get with this. So you can see I don't dip my shoulders in like a normal bench press. I actually come outwards, and I just find that stretches my pectoral fibers much better than any other angle possible. I'll switch over to a different angle for you just so you can see. You can see as those elbows come out, they maybe dip like 10 degrees, but not like the typical like 45-degree angle powerlifter tricep press. We're not trying to use my triceps here. I'm trying to utilize my pec muscles, and by bringing my elbows out and driving them towards each other is really what gets that pec flowing and those pec fibers activated, especially across the sternoclavicular joint. This is exactly what I'm trying to tell. Actually, I'll watch this fail quickly. Watch me. I forgot to put the thing in. I'm just like, how am I going to do anything with this? But much like the press here, I'm driving my elbows in. This is like a pec fly, a cable pec fly. I love the cables because you've got constant tension, but this is like a cable pec fly, but more for the sternoclavicular joint. Those pec fibers on your upper collarbones, your upper chest. Here's a weird front angle. Please ignore the dribble. Absolute mongo. But you can see my elbows actually drive in as you come in. So they kind of dip a little bit and they drive in. That is what activates the sternoclavicular joints, more sternoclavicular fibers, more than anything. And as always, I like to leave this rep in because even the fluffy stuff like flies, we give every last effort until you physically cannot move. RP 10, baby. Probably my favorite shoulder machine. You'll notice I have like a little block behind it, that little plastic block. That's just to bring my shoulders forward and into a more ergonomical position for my delt. Absolutely love this machine. Slowly down, just pressing up through the delts all the way through. And as always, finishing it like you finish your dinner. Not actually finishing it. These are some of my favorite delt exercises. Now, bringing up my delts has been one of my biggest things this year to do, and bringing in a lot of cuffed work like this is exactly what's helped me more than anything. This is like a cable crucifix, kind of resting my body so my delts take the full brunt of it. And then another favorite, my lying version, and I also absolutely love these. Very, very good tension all the way throughout the muscle. I think something like this movement here, this cuffed tricep pull down, is an example of how you can make any piece of equipment work. This is one of the best tricep movements you will ever do. You don't need a cuff, just anything that can push you down, anything that can take your chest support, and anything you can keep fixed in. This is unbelievable. Try it in the close cable machine if you do have one. Highly, highly recommend. This is occlusion training. Welcome to these things around your arms like you see. Restrict blood flow out, but allow blood flow in. So you just literally have the worst pump of your life, or the best pump of your life, whichever way. Generally, you're not looking for mechanical tension, you're looking for metabolic load. So you will just do higher reps, less rest time, by aiming for like 20 to 30 reps on these. And in between sets, I'm not taking the bands off, I'm just letting them fill with blood and feel that pain. That is my full session. I hope you enjoyed this voiceover. Enjoy the rest of the video.
Before I get into this video, I want to distinctively say this is not promoting the use of anything. This is purely for educational purposes. I'm documenting my own journey here, and whatever you see in this video is just my experience, and what I learned through the process I will try and educate to you guys. I want to talk about the title of the video. What am I feeling? Pros, cons, physical, mental, side effects of the steroids that I've been taking. So for those of you guys who have joined the channel recently or haven't heard or don't know, I'm taking 250 milligrams of testosterone enanthate. Enanthate is just the ester, so I'm taking testosterone 250 milligrams on a week. I split that dose 125 on a Monday, 125 on a Thursday. Keeps your blood plasma a lot more level. This is my 5th week, so probably, definitely my blood serum has peaked. Usually blood serum will peak after 4 to 5 half-lives. For me, enanthate is about a week. Half-life's about a week to 10 days. Split my dose, and I just slowly brought my blood serum up. It is now peaked. I'm at week 5. So what am I feeling? Have I stabbed anyone yet? Have I punched anyone in the fucking mouth? No, I haven't actually. But I want to talk about the physical, the mental, and anything else. So I've got a little list here for you. Let's start with the physical because it's the most obvious. I feel fuller. That's one thing that I noticed probably after about a week or 2 weeks. I felt fuller. I woke up and just felt raised. There's one thing that I know naturally is that food drives the fullness. It's quite hard to get that fullness feel unless it's like at the end of the day, maybe like during a workout. But I woke up just feeling like a bit more full, a bit more pronounced. I definitely have way better recovery. I like, you know, those sessions that just like hurt your central nervous system and you're like, whoo, like fucked. I get those. I feel like that, but I feel like that for a night, and I wake up and I'm like, oh, I feel really good again. So that's one thing I've really noticed is the recovery has gone up loads. I'm definitely thicker. I've definitely gained tissue for sure. I've gained about 3.5 kilos since I started, but that would have happened anyway because of like the rebound I had from my mini cut. I think most of it's muscle. I honestly feel leaner now than I did at 98 kilos. I'm now 102 kilos. My delts have definitely capped way more. I definitely have that geary cap on my delts a bit more. General, just that fullness, thickness. My arms got thicker, my legs got thicker, and I just feel stronger. I do just feel stronger. You know, picking up weights before and thinking, oh, this is a lot easier. It's definitely not like, whoa, I'm fucking way stronger. It's definitely not that. It's definitely just noticed progression. And because I've been lifting however many years, 8 years naturally, and knowing how hard it is to fucking progress, I understand that like big difference of going up like 5 kilos every single week. Like if I do 5 kilos every single week, like I think 10 weeks later, you know, that's a lot of weight you've put on a machine. And if you're doing it for the same reps, it's a lot more volume that you're doing. But in reality, natural bodybuilding, it's very hard to do that. But I've kind of been doing that, you know, 5 kilos here and there, you know, an extra like 3-4 reps a session, but every session. I think that's key to note, because you can definitely get progression like that naturally, and I've definitely had progression like that naturally, but it's just a little bit quicker. I'd also note, and this has been quite nice, very nice, I've always complained about a bad lower back, and more recently, the last few months, I had a little bit of like, almost feel like tendonitis, like a little bit of ligament or tendon damage in the back of my knee. Those have gone. My bad back is very mildly bad, and it sometimes goes. But the majority of the time, I feel very good. I feel limber. I feel good. Even the chiropractor that I go to, Ed Ballinger, he says like my joints just feel so much more nimble. Like they've got water and they've been oiled. He said, and that's kind of how I feel. I just feel way more, just stronger. Like I feel like my connective tissues strengthen up a bit, and I guess that is a side effect of taking anabolics. So I spoke about the looks a little bit. Skin, my skin has been better than ever. I don't know whether that's because I naturally had dry skin anyway, and then this has just made me a little bit more oily, therefore I have normal skin now. So I'm not really sure. For example, I noticed that I always had like blackheads on my nose. Like I always feel like little bumps. I can definitely feel some now, but it's so much smoother. That's something my girlfriend noticed as well, that it's so much smoother than it used to be, and I don't have any bumps. I don't really have any bad skin whatsoever. Granted, the dose is pretty low, so I assume that's why. Even now that I'm taking an aromatase inhibitor, I'm still not really getting any kind of side effects as such, as what people call, except for, which I'm leading on to now, as to why I'm taking an aromatase inhibitor. So, if you guys remember when I did my blood tests before, when I was natural still, before to get like a blanket set of results, so I know that if I ever do come off, or if I ever want to know where I'm at normal, and if anything's elevated normally, or if anything's like depleted normally, and if it's depleted more or it's back more, I know this because of the gear. My prolactin and my estradiol 17 and my E2, my E2, were both raised. They were both really on the high end of kind of like where the recommended is, and we had a hunch that might mean that I am susceptible to aromatizing a little bit more, and that's obviously the case, because about 2 weeks in, my nipples were like really erect. This is weird to tell the camera. This is weird to tell you guys, know that you're behind the camera. My nipples were like really erect, and it's not that I've not got erect nipples every now and again, but like they were always erect. And I noticed it, and I kind of just thought, oh, maybe it's just my body adjusting to it. I didn't communicate any of this to anyone. I just kind of like told my girlfriend that was it. My mum, sorry. And then slowly but surely, like they got like a little bit sensitive, and just touching them, I was a bit like, ooh, that's not normal. You know, they weren't normal feeling. They weren't like, ah, shit. They were just like, I just feel something a bit different. So that was about 3 weeks in, and then I was like, okay, I'm going to tell my coach now. And I was like, yo, for the last 2 weeks I felt something in my nipples. He's like, oh, right, okay. Have half an Arimidex. The reason, before everyone goes on about Arimidex versus Aromasin, the reason why we got Arimidex in is because it clears slightly faster, and it's a faster acting drug. And I wanted to get that in and out straight away, because if you're already feeling symptoms, you don't want that to be there for a very long time. So I wanted to get in there quicker. Aromasin might be better for the long term, which is probably something we'll switch to eventually. So just before you guys shoot at me. And yeah, that was the only thing that I've felt negative. And actually, when my nipples were getting a bit tingly, I felt a little bit sluggish. And that's actually another side effect of high estrogen. So we did the right thing. After that, I felt great. Sex drive, my sex drive's been good, but my sex drive's good anyway. Like, you can ask my girlfriend for that one. So I don't think it's any more. I don't think it's any more, because there's not enough time in the day. So like that's all pretty good. Mentally, I feel good. Like I wake up with energy, more energy than before. Like obviously, I'm someone who's tracked everything for so long. Like every single variable there is to track, I kind of know anything that goes different, and I feel better. Like I feel more oomph for life, if that makes sense. I'm definitely more motivated. This could also be because I'm now working towards my goal, so I don't want to solely attribute the feel gooding to steroids, because I'm also working towards that ultimate goal of IFBB Pro. And if I was, still doing it naturally and not really working towards my end goal, like that's lack of motivation for me, and that was what was happening when, towards the end of that natural bulk. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Like, if you've got any questions about it, ask me. No worries. Generally speaking, everything is good. I feel great. The injections are fine. The PIP has gone. I don't get post-injection pain anymore. I put it in, inject it fine. Don't ever have any problems. The next day, maybe a slight ache, just so I can feel that the liquid's there, or has been there, and that's it. No other difference. The pumps are better. I feel better, and I'm looking better, which is the main thing. And I'm doing this towards a goal. And that's it, guys. I think that's pretty much everything. If you ever have any questions, Josh Bridgman on Instagram, comment on here. I reply to every single comment. If you ever got anything, let me know. Otherwise, see you in the next one. Peace, everybody.